What's going on? Woo! Glad to be here. Hope you guys are too. So just make sure you guys can hear me and see me. If you can, type in the chat box. Say, hey, I can hear you. All right, I can see the comments coming in. Nice. All right, guys. Hit the record button here. All right, glad you guys are here. This is day 2 of the lease option 5-day blueprint class. And today's an exciting day because I love marketing. I love marketing. You know, it works all backwards in this business. It's really simple. Just comes down to a few things, okay? Number one, let me make sure my right microphone good. All right. Number one, if you want to make money, okay, you need to do deals. If you need to do deals, what do you need to do? Well, you need to make offers. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Well, the next day after that. To make offers, you got to talk to sellers. You got to talk to sellers. That's the last thing you outsource to VAs. So many people try to outsource that to virtual assistants right away. You need to talk to sellers. Then if you want to talk to sellers, you got to do marketing. Marketing is the lifeblood of this business. Okay. I'll talk about this in a minute from the mind map, but we are not in the real estate investing business. We are in the marketing business. Plain and simple. Okay. We're not in the real estate investing business. We're in the marketing business. We're not in the lease options business. If you were selling cars, I would say same thing. You're not in the car business. You're in the marketing business. Because it all comes back to marketing. Marketing is everything, and everything is marketing. I can probably fix 95% of all the problems that investors have by helping them with marketing. Because if you've got a lot of leads, then everything is so much easier. Okay, so marketing is critical, so important. We're going to be talking about that on today's class. Hope you guys are doing well. I loved seeing the updates that you guys are putting into the Facebook group. Your big whys and why you're doing this. And that was just really cool to see. All right. So some of you are asking some really good questions here. And my goal today is to teach. If you are a VIP student, you get to ask all of the questions after this call. So immediately after we're done here live in the Facebook group, people who are VIP students, members, get access to another special coaching call. So if you're a VIP member, you should have been emailed a link or you've been sent to a page to register for Zoom. So we're going to meet over in Zoom and I'm going to answer your questions. Yesterday, we were there for, I think, an hour and a half answering all the questions. So you got really good questions, but my goal today is just to teach. We should be 30, 45 minutes probably. And then afterwards, if you want, get on the coaching calls and we'll do the coaching calls. Now, if you want more information about the VIP access, in the description below, above or below this video is a link on how to get the VIP access. So look at the description of this video. And maybe somebody can put it in the chat for me too as well. I'd appreciate that. If somebody can put it in the comments, the link to that VIP upsell. And why is this so important? In fact, I think I can do it right here. Why is this so important? Because I am taking the VIP access down tonight. So I'm taking it down tonight at midnight. And with the VIP access, I'm going to put it here in the comments right now. All right, I just put it in the comments again. With the VIP access, you get lifetime access to all these videos. You get lifetime access because I'm taking these videos down early next week. You get access to the coaching calls, and you get recordings of all the coaching calls, lifetime access. And you're going to get the mind map that I'm going to be sharing with you here. So it's just $47. Get it. I'm taking it down tonight, so it won't be available tomorrow. Okay, cool. Let's dive in. I'm going to be sharing my mind map here. Let me get it open so I can share it with you guys. Okay, and let me share screen. I'm using Safari today. Yesterday I was using Chrome and Zillow was giving me problems. So today we're going to be talking about how to find the sellers, okay? And again, just comment below that you can see my mind map. Let me know. I want to know that we're all good. And let me move this thing out of my way. so I can see better. All right, first things first, we are not in the real estate investing business. We are in the marketing business. Let me make my screen a little, you should be able to see this a little better there. We're not in the real estate investing business. We are in the marketing business, right? And I want to encourage you to focus on one thing. Just focus on one thing, and that's getting leads. Whatever you have to do to get leads, that's what you need to be thinking about. And making the screen smaller or bigger didn't help any. So that should be better what I just did there, I think. All right. And the goal, we talked about this yesterday, remember? The goal is to talk to 5 sellers a day. 5 sellers a day. And, well, Jamelia, hi, Jamelia, how are you? I'm not sure. Jamelia.
Hi.
I think you might be in the wrong room.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. All right. Got to talk to 5 sellers a day. And here I'm going to give you a simple marketing scorecard. Okay. And this spreadsheet is really simple. You just copy it for yourself, kind of do what I'm doing. But I want to, if you don't know your numbers, if you're not managing by the numbers, you're going to really struggle because you're going to be wandering around aimless. You're going to be wandering around like thinking, oh no, what should I be doing today? This is going to help you focus on what you should be doing every single day. Many times we do some coaching, short-term coaching thing for students, and it's called the offer challenge or something like that. And so we just challenge people to make offers. That's all you got to do is make 3 offers a day. And but you need a plan. Like, what are you going to do every single day? Otherwise, you're just going to get distracted. You're going to get, chase shiny objects. And let's just look at here. Let's say your monthly revenue goal is $10,000, and your average profit on a deal is $4,000. That's your average net profit. Okay, that's after marketing expenses and all that. So that means you need to do 3.5 deals a month, right? And let's say you need on average about 30 leads per deal. Now, this may be, the better you get, it may be 25 leads per deal. The better you get at talking to sellers, the better you get at following up and things like that. But let's just say conservatively, you need 30 leads to do 1 deal. Remember how I'm walking, we told you before, from the revenue backwards down to, okay, what do I have to do every day? Because you can't control making 10 grand a month. You can't control doing 3.5 deals per month. You can't control that you need 30 leads on average to do a deal. But what you can control are your daily activities. I just want to show you how these numbers work. So if you need 30 leads on average to do a deal and you want to make 10 grand a month, you need 105 leads a month, 26 leads per week, 5 leads per day. And that's figuring in, I think, what I did. It's just 4 weeks in a month. But I just want to tell you, on average, this is where that number 5, talk to 5 sellers a day, comes from. Okay. Now, obviously, if you want to make more money per month, you're going to need more leads per day. But the better you get at this, the better your marketing is going to be. If your average profit is 7 grand and you need 25 leads to do a deal, you might only need 4 leads a day. I don't know. This is different for everybody, but I want to challenge you, the minimum of 5. Okay. And I want to call this the $1 million plan here. This is a $1 million plan because I know if you did this every single day, just these few simple things here, consistently, and you talked to 5 sellers a day, made at least 3 offers a day, and you followed up with at least 10 old leads every day, guys, you are going to do deals. The students that we have that are doing this, they're doing deals. It's not that hard. This isn't that intimidating. I hope you look at this and think, oh man, that's overwhelming. I can't send texts. I can't send letters. I can't make phone calls. I can't send messages on Facebook Marketplace. Now, I'm going to talk about these things and what we're sending and where, but this is what I want you to think about. You need to have a scorecard. You need to have a marketing plan. You need to know when you wake up in the morning, all right, this is what the marketing that I need to do. And if I can't do it, I need to get somebody else to do it for me. Okay. You need to get marketing done for you in spite of you. Write that down. That's an important takeaway from all of this. I hope you get. You need to get your marketing done for you in spite of you. If marketing is so important, if you're like me, you don't trust yourself to do it yourself. You need to get somebody else to do it for you. And this is why I would always hire a marketing company. I'd hire virtual assistants to do my marketing for me. So I would only need to worry about talking to sellers and making offers. So a simple marketing plan would be to send 30 texts a day, 10 to 15 letters a day, slide dials, 20. I'll talk about what a slide dial is in a minute, and maybe 10 Facebook messages. Okay, Facebook Marketplace messages. And I'm going to show you what we're looking for and what we're sending here in just a minute. Okay, if you do that, that would take you, just looking at it here, maybe an hour a day, maybe 2 hours most. It would take a VA a couple hours a day. If you can find a good VA conservatively for $5 an hour, you're talking about $10 to $15 a day to do all this marketing for you. Okay, not much at all. Now, you're going to pay for a little bit of postage and things like that for the letters. But we're talking about doing this $500 to $1,000 a month at the most. Okay. Sending text messages, simple letters, slide dials, which are voicemails, personalized individual voicemails for each different person, and messages on Facebook Marketplace properties. Okay. And then you track your numbers. This is the key to this, guys. I can pretty much guarantee your success. If you can follow these numbers and track them on a week-by-week basis. When I'm working with a coaching student one-on-one, first thing I ask them to show me every week when we talk is show me your scorecard. All right? Show me your numbers. That's all that matters. I don't care. I'm not a motivational guy. If you want rah-rah and hype, go watch some Tony Robbins videos on YouTube. There's a million of them, okay? He's going to get you all excited. You can believe in yourself, and that's awesome. But all of the hype and the inner belief and like all of the secret thoughts that you can think and imagine and it'll happen, none of that matters if you're not doing the stuff. So I get it. Sometimes I get annoyed, though, about all of that. Maybe you guys are making fun of me. I don't know. I can't see the comments. But like, I get annoyed with that stuff. Just do the work and you will get leads. You will make offers. You will do deals. You will make money and you'll be happy. Does that make sense? Some of you are asking, how do we get these documents? They're in the mind map, which VIP members get. So if you're a VIP member, you get the mind map and you get these spreadsheets and things like that. Okay. So just, okay, spend a little bit of time encouraging your inner self, right? And getting over your childhood hurts and memories and bad toilet training. Okay. But then immediately after that, do the work or hire somebody else to do it for you. All right. Just get it done. Do it. Talk to sellers, make offers, follow up. I mean, I wish I could make this more profound. But this is it. This is how you make money in the business. If you're not talking to sellers and making offers, you're not making money. And get this, guys, write this one down. This is a writer downer. I'm going to be talking more about this tomorrow, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's the thing. Your speed to income. I'm going to take my screen share off because I want you to focus on me right now. Your speed to income in this business is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. Your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. So if you want to make money and you want to make it quickly, you need to make offers. If you want to make offers, you got to talk to sellers. If you want to talk to sellers, you got to do the marketing. You got to do it every day. I used to try to schedule it, block it off in my calendar. Okay, I'm going to send 20 letters every morning at 5 a.m. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to send letters. I'm going to send texts. I'm going to do voicemails and all of this stuff. And I would never get it done. I'd get too busy. I'd get overwhelmed. But then I'd get really hungry. I'm like, oh man, I got to get some leads in, right? I got to make some money. So I'd do a bunch of marketing, get a bunch of leads, panic. Oh my gosh, I got too many leads. Shut the marketing off, work the leads, make some offers, do some follow-up, get a property under contract, go through all the work of selling it, make some money. 3-4 weeks later, 5-6 weeks later, I've made a check. I got some money. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. But I turn around and my pipeline is empty. I've got no new leads coming in, right? I'm like, oh man, I panic again. And then go through, do a bunch more marketing, get a bunch more leads, get overwhelmed, turn the marketing off. And I would go through this huge roller coaster ride that would never stop. I'd go up, get real high, make some money, and then go down. And like, I started to get really frustrated with this up and down cycle of the business because my marketing wasn't consistent. It's not like leads when they come in. There's not like a light switch you can just turn off and on like this thing here. You can't just turn it off and on and all of a sudden, boom, there's 100 leads waiting for you. Okay. It takes time. There's this real principle of momentum in this business. And this is why I tell people all the time, if you're just here to dip your toe in the water and just try it out and see if it works, forget it. You're wasting your time. You need to be committed to this thing for at least 3 to 6 months. And you may never do a deal, but you've got to be committed to doing the work, doing the marketing, talking to sellers, making the offers for at least 3 to 6 months, because that's sometimes how long it takes to see the fruit of your labors. It's not like you just plant a seed in the ground and overnight you have a giant tree with lots of fruit. It takes time for that seed to germinate, to grow into a tree, and then all of a sudden, the fruit of your labors is right there. Hold on, I got to turn my fan on. I'm hot. Okay, so you've got to plant the seeds. You've got to do the work. You got to do the marketing, which isn't that bad. So when I figured this out, I'm like, oh man, I'm tired of this up and down all the time. I need to get a VA, a virtual assistant, or somebody to do this marketing for me. So my first virtual assistant was actually from Indiana. I was too afraid to hire somebody from the Philippines. She started doing the marketing for me, and guess what happened? I started getting in leads consistently, whether I did anything or not. So I could focus on the most important things, talking to sellers and making offers. And that's what I started doing. Does that make sense? Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down? Are you smelling what I'm stepping in? I want to see the comments here. I want to see the comments. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? I appreciate all of you guys too, adding in the comments. And Dana is here also. Thank you, Dana. You guys picking up what I'm laying down? Are you, as one of my friends in my old job used to say, are you smelling what I'm stepping in? All right. This is so important, guys. This is like the most important thing I'm going to be talking about this whole week. Marketing is the lifeblood of this business. It's not sexy. It's not fun. You know, you may think, oh man, I just wanted to think and grow rich. All right. I just wanted to think positive thoughts and believe in myself and get inner healing and think or imagine on some energy force field and then all this money would fall from this guy. Whatever. You go ahead and do that all you want if that's what you believe in, but like that's not going to make you money. What's going to make you money is understanding that we're in the marketing business. I could end this right now, and I hope then you could have gotten enough, I feel like, just from that. Consistency is the key. That's right, Carla. Okay, good. Joanne gets it. So stop thinking about like the end, like trying to make these goals. I want to make 10 grand a month or whatever. Break that down back now into a scorecard. And let me share my screen again here. Break it down into a scorecard. What are you going to do every day, every week? And you might not be doing letters every day. Maybe you just want to do 50 letters a week. So once a week, you do 50 letters or whatever that is, right? But you need to start writing these numbers down and then track your numbers. Guys, I can virtually, if you gave me $10,000, I could pretty much guarantee if you kept these numbers, you would do a deal within 3 months. And if you didn't, I would give you your $10,000 back and you'd get free coaching and free education from me. And you would eventually do some deals. But like, this is what it is. This is all it's about. Okay. So good. I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you understand that. Talk to 5 sellers a day. That's the thing. Now, where do you find the sellers? Let's talk about this. There's a lot of different places. I should also add in here, I'm going to talk a lot about FreedomSoft today without apology, because I use FreedomSoft every day and you should be too. It's amazing. So first place I like to go to get leads is in Zillow, then Facebook Marketplace, then Craigslist, and then FreedomSoft Joe, and then public court records. And I'm going to be talking about each of these in a minute. Zillow is real simple. Okay. For example, I went here into Miami. I know it's really small. Let me make it a little bigger maybe. And I just did a search for rentals between 1 to 3,000, 3+ bedrooms, houses only. Now, maybe Miami, you can do condos, but condos, they're complicated because they've got so many, HOAs and rules, and sometimes they don't let you rent them and things like that. All right. So we're just looking for houses that are listed for rent. And guess what all of these houses have in common? They're vacant. All right. And they're nice. These are nice vacant houses. Now, maybe a huge hedge fund owns this rental property. Maybe an individual owner does. I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to contact the landlord and the property manager. And there's several different ways. If I scroll down, you can see this is listed by a realtor. All right, Remax Advantage Plus. Here's a phone number. Okay. Now I can call them, text them, I can script trace, find out who the owner is, and send them a letter. But here is a vacant rental property. Now, whoever owns this might have bought it 6 months ago. I don't know. Right. But they might have bought it. A lot of these, they bought it 10 years ago. They're on their 7th tenant and they're completely frustrated and sick and tired of it. Maybe this was a property that they, because of COVID, the tenant in there couldn't pay any rent. They just spent $5,000, $10,000 fixing it up, getting it rent ready. And they're just sick and tired. I tell you, every landlord I ever talked to, always has some properties, some or all of them, that they would love to just get rid of. Problem properties, bad tenants. They're just tired landlords. Okay. And so this may be one of them. I don't know. But if he doesn't want to sell now, or she, they may want to sell in a couple years, in 6 months. Maybe they say, no, we just put a bunch of money into it. We just fixed it up. We don't want to sell it right now. But I keep on following up with them. And then 6 months later, after the new tenant keeps on calling to fix stupid stuff, keeps on, is late every month on the rent. The owner's getting frustrated and tired of the property manager because they nickel and dime them for all these fees. The wife is, leaves them. Their dog died. Their truck, isn't working. I don't know. Like, there's always going to be these motivated sellers out there. So that's why we're reaching out to them and contacting them, and we're following up with them. We're sending them an offer. We're following up. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these rental properties out here. These are nice rental homes. And one of the things that you'll find out is you start another vacant rental property, right? One of the things you're going to find out about these things is a lot of these properties are not showing up yet as absentee owners in the county records. I don't know what the number is. In the Midwest, it's higher, but you're going to find, especially in different times of the market, there's going to be a lot of these homes. Nobody has sent them any marketing or called them because they're not showing up yet as absentee owners. So the address of the property is the same as the tax address, the mailing address where the tax bill is sent. So it's not showing up yet as an absentee owner. Now, invitation homes, they're a big hedge fund, so maybe I'm going to exclude them, all right? But I'm going to show you, the more you do this, the more you start tracking these numbers, you'll start removing the phone numbers you've already tried to contact before, and they'll be blocked. So you won't send more marketing to the numbers that are on all of these properties, all right? I hope that makes sense. So Zillow is a great place to go. Facebook Marketplace is a great place to go. Facebook.com/marketplace. I'm not logged into Facebook on Safari, so hopefully this works. All right, so it knows I'm in St. Louis. It knows everything about me. I'm going to go here to property rentals. Ah, look at that. All right, I can go to rental type and I can click house. And, Facebook Marketplace is not as maybe user-friendly as Zillow is, because it doesn't sometimes give you the address. It's kind of unclear where these properties are. But if you just click on one of them, all right, you can see this is a rental property. And if I scroll over, it was listed over a week ago. It's available July 31st. It's in a great area of St. Charles. And if I scroll down, it's listed by this guy, Dave Dahl. All right. And I'm looking here. I don't see an address. Sometimes you do. Oh, there it is right there. There's the address. So what could you do? Well, I'll talk about that in a minute, but I could send the owner a letter. I could message him here. I could skip trace him and send him a text. But what I like to send is, looks like a nice house. My wife and I are looking, hold on here. Are looking for a house that we can maybe rent for a year and then buy. You wouldn't be open to that, would you? Boom. Just sent Don, what's his name? Don Juan. Dave Dahl. I just sent him a Facebook message. All right. Go to the next one. Oh, this looks like a great house. I like 2 bedrooms that are all brick. These are great properties. I love these homes. Now, this might be owned by a long-term landlord. But you know what? I know landlords that own these houses. That looks nice now, but you get a tenant in there, for a couple years, they trash it, and then they're like, I'm so sick of this business. I'm sick of this neighborhood. I'm sick of these houses. I am done. This looks really nice, right? But what you don't see is the tenants who've lived there for 2 years who trash it. They just painted these walls. You don't see, in 2 years, you're going to see more stains, more water problems in the basement and things like that. And the landlord's just going to be frustrated. Maybe there's termites, maybe there's mold, right? It's an old house. And so I'm going to send them another message. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Taylor. I am looking for a property to buy in this area. You aren't interested in selling, are you? Thanks. Smiley face. All right. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing there. I know the Zoom logo is kind of covering it, but I just told you what I typed. You see that? Hi, Taylor. I'm looking for a property to buy in this area. You aren't interested in selling, are you? Thanks. Just mixing it up a little bit like that. No, look at Marie just commented. I just took a phone call from some of your marketing. I love it. The consistency. This is consistency, okay? And do you see how a VA or maybe your 10-year-old kid can do this stuff for you? Or your 40-year-old husband that doesn't do anything but sits around all day, drinks beer and watches sports? You can do this stuff for you. All right. So Facebook Marketplace. How do you keep track of this? How do you know I didn't send them a message already? Well, if you click on it, you're going to see here message again. So you'll know whether you sent them something or not. Just go through this, even though this is managed by a company, STL/RTO. It looks like it's a lease option itself, right? Let's see if I know the guy, Zumper. All right, this is listed by Zumper. You're not going to, you can contact them here, but it goes through Zumper. But the address here, I think. Do you see the address? There it is right there. All right, look them up in PropStream. PropStreamJoe.com. What if you just had a virtual assistant every day go through Facebook Marketplace and put into a spreadsheet for you or put into FreedomSoft for you, okay, the addresses of these properties and a link to the pictures, to the URL for this property, all right, and then went into PropStream and did a search and found out, oh, this guy in Pennsylvania owns this house. He's owned it for 2 years and 8 months. He's probably on his third tenant. All right. Does he have any other properties? Clicked on link properties. He owns 5 properties, guys. I can guarantee you at any one time, he's probably got one of these that are a huge thorn in his side, a pain in the butt, and he would love to sell them. He probably just kicked the tenant out who hadn't paid rent for 6 months. Okay. He just spent $5,000, $10,000 cleaning it up, fixing it up, doing new floor or whatever. And he gets a message from you that you want to buy it and you'll pay him full price. Even though it's managed with the property manager, I'm still sending the owner a letter, right? Okay. And then you can skip trace this guy, Bruce Williamson, send him a letter and say, hey, listen, what if I rented your house and then bought it? What if I took care of all the maintenance and repairs and you never had to worry about vacancies again? What would you want to do then, Bruce? Oh, that sounds interesting. By the way, you got this property management company renting it or managing it for you, right? What if, let me just ask you, when there's a repair that's needed or there's a vacancy, do they make you pay the repairs or do they pay for the repairs? Do they pay the vacancies or do they make you pay for the vacancies? Oh, well, what if I could rent this from you? You wouldn't have to worry about vacancies anymore or any major maintenance and repairs. I'll take care of everything under $500 a month. What would you want to do then? And what if I could get you the same equity you would get and more if you sold it with a realtor? What if I could get you more equity than you would get if you sold with a realtor? What would you want to do then? Do you see how this might become interesting to them? I'm going to be taking away their pain of managing rental properties. All right. And I'm going to be giving them a better price than they'd get anywhere else. They don't have to worry about vacancies, maintenance, and repairs anymore. They're like, oh, maybe. Yeah. If they don't want to do it now, this is why the momentum is so important. We're going to follow up with them. We're going to send them an offer anyway. We're going to follow up with them. And in 2, 3, 4, 6 months, they'll say, yeah, you know what? I want to do this now. Okay, because that's where the deals come from. I would say 95 to 100% of my lease option deals, maybe not that much, 85, 90% of all the lease option deals I've done have come from the follow-up. All right, let's go back here. Craigslist, I don't need to really talk about Craigslist much. It's kind of annoying and obnoxious, but people still advertise their homes on Craigslist, okay? And let me zoom in a little bit, and let's go to, I like to look for nicer homes, so I'm going to do minimum rent of 1,000. Let's do 2+ bedrooms. All right. And somewhere in here, there's like a houses only, isn't there? Yeah, housing type. Now, this sometimes doesn't always work, but I'm trying to remove the apartments. Update search. All right. So, you're still, but you're going to find a lot of these. What is this? I don't know. You're going to find a lot of these ads that investors are putting up there. And I would go see what they're doing. I think I know who this is. It's a realtor in town that does a lot of invest. He does. He works for a company called Home Partners of America. Yeah. And Home Partners of America will go buy the home and then rent it out. But, like these homes, here you go. And there's a phone number, 314-368-0097. They do OO to kind of help not get the scrapers. But a nice house, decent, needs some updating and needs some work. But contact them. Okay. All right. Now, let me talk about FreedomSoft Joe real quick, because it's amazing what you can get here in FreedomSoft. And I want to just invite you to watch a webinar. If you go to hundradsofleads.com, hundradsofleads.com, I'm going to put this in the chat, in the Facebook chat. Okay. This is a webinar I did with Rob Swanson. It's about 45 minutes long, where we show you how to get actually hundreds of motivated seller leads in minutes. All right. Using FreedomSoft. And basically what you're doing is you're going into FreedomSoft. Let's just pick a county that I'm in, for example, St. Louis County. I want absentee owners. I only want out-of-state owners, and I only want vacant properties. And I only want individuals, no corporates, no trusts, no bank owns. And I only want single family homes. Search. All right, it's only 3. I did something wrong. Let's say no preference on vacant. Individual. I did something wrong. Single family, St. Louis County. All right, let's just do no preference. Out-of-state owners only. I'm doing something wrong because I normally get thousands of them. All right. This is killing me. What am I doing wrong? But here you can get out-of-state owners. Let's just do no preference. Absentee owners, vacants. Yeah, I'm doing something wrong. All right. Anyway, let's do absentee owner, out-of-state only. Individual, exclude. Sometimes, if you're doing too much filtering, yeah, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, that's strange. Anyway, you can normally, I just did this last night to prepare for this. I'm doing something wrong, but you get thousands of these, and you can add them to your list, and you can skip trace them and contact them. Watch the webinar, hundradsofleads.com, to see what we did. Oh, that's killing me. I wonder what's going on. All right, let me talk about public court records. This is amazing. Now, every county and state is different, but in Missouri, for example, if I go to Missouri MO CaseNet, there's a website here, and your state, your county is going to have this as well, depending on where you are. But you can go in and search for. Let's go to St. Louis County, case type civil. Again, this is just Missouri. I'm just looking in St. Louis County here. I have to pick a 7-day search period. Let's do from July 6th. And let me go back because I want only civil. All right. I know it's kind of hard to see, but in here you can see rent and possession. Here is a lawsuit going on right now where landlord is suing a tenant for not paying their rent. Here's another lawsuit for declaratory judgment. I don't know what that is. Midland Credit Management versus Michael Hodge. Somebody's having trouble paying their credit card bills. If you're going to go through here, let me do more. There's hundreds of them here. You're going to see, here's a landlord actions. This is an eviction. Don Eaton Real Estate is suing Harriet Ryan, and you can go and click on this and see the property, where the address of the property. You can see the address of the owner, the plaintiff, the address of the defendant. You're also going to see lawsuits in here from Discover Card, Citibank. So these are credit card companies putting judgments on people to try to get their money, right? Also, there is a Vantage Credit Union is one of them. If I spent more time here, Union Electric maybe, but you can find these. There are lawsuits from MSD. Here we go, Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District. This is they couldn't pay their sewer bill, which is usually not that expensive, $20 to $50 a month maybe. And if they don't pay their sewer bill, they shut off their water. They're very aggressive with their collections. And so if I just click here, it's sad, but this person, Carolyn Foster, at this address right here, is having a hard time paying her sewer bill. Guess what? She's probably getting your utilities turned off. Maybe she's a tenant, maybe she's an owner, and she just is sick of this house, wants to move, get out of there. And so we can contact her, send her a letter. I don't like calling or texting these folks, but I'll send them a letter. Hey, do you want to sell your house? We'll buy it. This is huge. This is huge. If you're in a state or a county that doesn't have access to court records like this, find a state or a county that does, and just have your virtual assistant every week or once a day go in here and look for these properties. If I copy that address, go here to PropStream and type this in. Oh, there's not much equity in this one. Don't know how long she's owned it. This is a smaller house, so this wouldn't be maybe a lease option. This might be just a regular cash deal. So I'd make her a cash offer. But Willie Foster or Carolyn, I'm not sure what's going on here. They've owned this house. It says length of ownership is blank, which means they've owned it for a long, long time. And send them a letter. Hey, do you want to sell your house? They're not able to sell this property. This is a great rental property. You could buy this thing for probably 20, 25 grand. Rent it out for about 800 a month. All right. It's good street, good neighborhood for rentals. I don't want to typically do a lease option in this area. This is a good cash flowing rental area. I might buy it with cash and sell it on owner financing though. It's a great place to do owner financing. Makes sense, guys? Whoever lives here is having a hard time paying their utilities. So maybe they need some cash. Maybe they need to sell their house and just be done with it. All right. Let's go back to the mind map. I will show you later how to get leads from FreedomSoft. I'm doing something wrong there. I just tested it last night. Normally I get thousands of records. I'm doing something wrong. All right. So that's where you go. Zillow, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, FreedomSoft, public court records. What are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for rentals that are for rent, properties that are for rent or for sale by owner, or have distress. Okay. Things like evictions, judgments, unpaid utilities, etc. And again, if your county doesn't have something like Missouri CaseNet here, find a county that does. This is huge. You could go in here and find Like again, just Discover card. And this is just in the last week. There's 68 pages. Let me do 100. There are 700 in here in the last week. Amazon.com, or they're suing Amazon.com. I don't know whatever. Like, no, yeah, you want to go into civil. I forgot to do civil, but yeah, you can find collection agencies and from credit card companies and crazy things like this. Okay. Now, I'm looking for nicer median priced homes. Okay. For example, in the Midwest, I want properties that are priced between maybe $900 a month to $2,500 a month. Okay. If it's a FSBO, I maybe want homes priced between $100,000 to $300,000. Now, that's not like written in stone, but what I mean by that is, when you're looking for a property, you want to eliminate the junkers or the real expensive ones. You just go here in the price and you do a search for $1,000 to $3,000. Or if you're looking for sale by owner, you maybe do 100,000 Miami. Let's do 700,000. Okay. And I only want houses. Oh, there are none, Joe. This market is white hot. No, look, click right here. 250 other listings. There we go. Now, let's say you contact all 250, or you're worried about competition. Well, everybody's contacting these people. Number one, that's not true. Okay. These are great properties. And you can see this is sorted by newest. So I could go to the very bottom and go to the last page and maybe start with the ones that have been on there for 78 days and start contacting the owners. Okay. But if, let's say you go through and you contact all 250, what do you do now? Zoom out. Now I have 491. Oh my gosh. Let me zoom out again. Now I've got 1,241. Let me move the map. Now I got 1,932. Do you see what I'm saying here? Let's go in the entire state of Florida. I have 1,960 for sale by owners. 3+ bedrooms between 100 to 700,000, houses only. There's no other filtering here. Okay. And let's say I contact all 1,960 of them. Well, then I can go to Georgia. Georgia's the next state over. I got 928. After that, let's go after Alabama. They have 629. And these are just FSBOs. What if I look at rentals? And I say, all right, show me all the rentals that are priced between $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Let's do 2+ bedrooms, houses only. Alabama has 571. All right. Let's go to Mississippi. Mississippi has 138. All right. Next week, let's go to South Carolina. They have 427. The next week, let's go after Georgia. 1,345. Then let's go after Florida. 1,500. 1,489. So you have, even if you just use Zillow, you have more leads than you can handle here. And again, these are all vacant rental properties. This might not be something you want to lease option, but it's vacant. And they may not want to sell it now, but they're not going to get a great tenant in this thing, most likely. 6 months later, they're going to be like evicting them or, getting a lot of repairs, and they're going to be sick and done with it. Or if they don't want to sell this one, they've got another property they want to sell. This is where you just call them, follow up with them, send them an offer, follow up with them again, and keep on following up with them, because that's where these deals come from. Look here's an individual homeowner who owns this house. This isn't a property manager. Maybe they tried to sell this thing and they couldn't. Maybe they owe too much money on it. Maybe they don't want to sell it. Maybe they owe this is crazy. They might owe the IRS $100,000. And if they sell it, the IRS is going to take all their money. So whatever, there's all kinds of reasons why people want to sell but can't. Don't overanalyze this. Okay. So I've seen some people just analyze this to the gnat's butt and, only focus on certain zip codes and only this price, nothing more or less. But I typically like 3+ bedrooms. I like houses only. But you may be in an area where a 2-bedroom condo and a townhome is in demand. That's fine. Add those in. Again, zoom out until you get enough properties, pick 2 or 3 different markets, rotate through them through the week, send 30, 40 texts or letters a day. Simple as that. Now, you need to make sure you're tracking your leads and removing duplicates. This is important because you want to make sure you're not sending the same phone number 20 texts a day or 20 letters in a week or whatever. So you need to track your leads, remove duplicates. And again, if you don't have enough homes in your market, zoom out or go to another state. You can do these deals from anywhere in your backyard. I have students right in Florida right now. They think Florida is too competitive, and maybe it is. I don't know. So they just go after all the FSBOs in Georgia and Alabama, and they do plenty of deals from that. By the way, my students have access to a service that scrapes up to 15,000 records on Zillow for only $97. Not kidding. What if you could have a service? Now, this is a combination of a software and about 100 VAs, where you give them your parameters and you tell them, all right, I want all the rentals and all the FSBOs priced between 1,000 to 2,000 a month, and FSBOs priced between 100 to 500 a month, sale price, 2+ bedroom houses only in the state of Florida. And they'll go through with their software and their VAs and scrape all of the properties. They'll give you the URL, they'll give you the address in a spreadsheet, the rent, the beds, the baths, and they'll give you any kind of name or phone number if there is any of that available. This one doesn't have a phone number, so it won't give you that, but you have the address, and you can skip trace the owner, find the owner, and send them a letter. Okay? Super powerful, because from this company, then they give you a spreadsheet every week of all of the latest and newest properties they've scraped, and then you can upload them into FreedomSoft and send all your marketing to them. Okay? So that's kind of what you're looking for. What do you send? Well, number one, I suggest you call them. It's really simple. It's not hard. You go into Zillow, you find some of these properties. This one has been on Zillow for a day. Scroll down and you have a phone number. Call Tiffany. Tiffany, hi, this is Joe. I'm calling about that house on Sassoon Avenue. Is it still available? Looks like a really nice house. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Okay, nice. How's the neighborhood? Is it a good area? Good schools? Okay, yeah. I'm looking for a long-term rental. That wouldn't work for you, would it? Okay, cool. And, Tiffany, what if I wanted to buy it? You wouldn't be interested in maybe selling it a couple years, 3 or 4 years down the road, would you? Well, it depends. Okay. Well, listen, I don't know if this will work for me or not. I'm just looking for a property that I can buy. So, let me do some research and I'll send you an offer. I'll send you a proposal. You can look at it and then call me back if you're interested. That's it. Okay. I'm just calling. I'm asking questions about the property. Is it still available? You wouldn't consider maybe a long-term lease, would you? You wouldn't consider maybe selling it eventually down the road, would you? You could say, I'm an investor. I'm looking for more property to buy in the area. If they're like, well, are you going to live in the house yourself? I say, well, probably not. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. I don't have any plans on moving to Orlando. But let me ask you something. Is there something wrong with the property that you wouldn't rent it to an investor? Or you wouldn't sell it to an investor? They can ask them questions. Do you own any other property in the area? Looks like you do a real good job of managing and updating and keeping your rental properties nice. Do you have other rental properties in the area? Do you know anybody that's got a property they may want to sell down the road? Do you have any problem properties you want to get rid of? Okay, just asking questions, asking lots of questions. That's all that's involved here. That's all that we do. So you call them and talk to them. You can call them from your cell phone. You can call them from FreedomSoft. You can leave them a voicemail from Slide Dial. And I talk about Slide Dial a lot. You can check this out, slidedial.com. You can leave them a voicemail. Okay, but it's personalized. So I don't have a problem doing this because it's one voicemail at a time. It's personalized for them. Okay, you're not leaving like 100 voicemails for 1,000 people all at once. All right. You send them a text. You can send them a text through FreedomSoft. You can send them a text from your cell phone. You can send the letter to the owner. This works really well. I have students that do this a lot and do really well with it. I do what's called a 5 leads in 5 days challenge. And one of the first things we tell people is send them a simple handwritten letter. And I have students getting 10 to 15% response rate on this. So the letter is real simple. A handwritten envelope. Like, hey, and this is what I've done to find our own personal residence as a lease option. We send a letter to the owner from my wife. So it says, Dear Jim, my husband and I are looking for a property in the area that we can maybe rent for a year and then buy. We really like your house at 123 Main Street. Would this work for you? Give me a call, please. Thanks. Phone number, Victoria. All right. It's shorter the better. Make it unique in your own language, not salesy, short and sweet to the point. But it comes from my spouse, my wife. Those letters always get better responses. It's just, hey, my husband and I are looking for a property that we can lease for a little bit and then buy. That wouldn't work for you, would it? Or can you call me if you're interested? Handwritten envelope. You should listen. You're going to think I'm crazy. Put 2 stamps on it. Maybe make them a little crooked, not terribly crooked, but a little crooked. A 1-cent stamp. Crumple up the letter and then refold it. This is crazy. This works really, really well. Crumple it up, refold it back out, because when they get the envelope, it's going to be a little thick, right? It's going to have some, I don't know what you call it, texture or like thickness to it, right? And when they open the flap, they're going to see this crumpled up letter that's been folded back, and it's going to pique their interest. It's going to force them to open it up and read it out of curiosity. Works crazy well. You can also send letters through FreedomSoft, and I'll show you how to do that later. You can't, it's not going to be handwritten letters. It's not going to be crumpled up, but I'm telling you guys, sending letters to these owners, especially the ones that are, listed by a property manager. This phone number for this property is going to go to some voicemail or some property management company, right? But what if you could find the owner of this property and send them a letter with just a few clicks of the button, or hire somebody? I used to hire stay-at-home moms to do these letters for me, and they work. They work really, really well. I'm telling you. Okay. What else can you send? Well, oops, what did I just do there? You can skip trace them. You can skip trace them again inside of FreedomSoft, Joe. I'm not kidding. I told you I'd be talking about FreedomSoft a lot, but you can do all of this inside. It's amazing. And if you use freedomsoftjoe.com, you're going to get the Joe McCall Signature Edition. By the way, again, if you go to the special training we have, hundradsofleads.com, I'm going to put that again in the comments here. Hundradsofleads.com. You're going to see a demo in under 9 minutes. We get literally hundreds of leads doing what I was trying to do a minute ago, but I did something wrong there. So check it out. But you can do all of this stuff. You can send the text, you can send the emails, you can slide dial, you can call them, you can skip trace them, find out who the owners are with just a few clicks. Okay. Now I got a few more minutes here. I'm going to show you just a few things that you can do inside of FreedomSoft real quick if you're interested. And I also want to review with you a couple things here, some miscellaneous notes. Oh yeah, let me just cover this first real quick. Don't get into long email or text conversations with people, okay? It's tempting to do that because you don't want to talk to anybody, right? But here's the thing I like about what I'm teaching here is I'm talking about sending texts and emails and slide dials and letters, right? Because I only want to talk to people who raise their hand and might have some interest. I don't want to do a bunch of cold calling. That works, but I don't like doing that. I'd rather only talk to somebody who is at least semi-interested in maybe selling their rental property or their FSBO, or leasing their FSBO. So you want to avoid, though, long email exchanges or text conversations, okay? You want to get on the phone and call them and talk to them. Again, this is part of the talk to 5 sellers a day. It doesn't have to be 15, 20, 30 minutes. Your phone call should only be like 3 to 5 minutes long, okay? This takes a lot of the pressure off that you don't have to try to sell them or convince them like a used car salesman to do something they don't want to do. You're just asking questions about the house. All right. Now get on the phone with them. Most of the properties in Zillow are going to be property managers and realtors, like we talked about. That's okay. Talk to them anyway. Send letters to the owners. Never try to get a seller or an owner to cancel their listing agreement with the property manager and realtor. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about making them an offer like you normally would. You can make a lease option offer still to the seller or their agent. And remember, the seller pays the commission. So you don't have to worry too much about who pays the commissions. How does that work? The seller does. And finally, one more thing I want to say with this is follow up with all of your leads, even the ones who say no. Follow up with all your leads, even the ones who say no. It's so important. Now, here's some homework. I want to give you guys some homework. Number one, I want you to go pick a market in Zillow. It can be your own backyard. It could be your entire state. It could be your county, but pick a property where I'm in a market or an area where you can at least do some marketing and talk to 5 sellers a day. So if you're just like your own backyard or 5 zip codes, that's not going to be enough. You need to go out a little bigger than that. I want you to go ahead and scrape 5 Zillow properties. What I mean by that is, on a piece of paper or a spreadsheet, write down the addresses and the phone numbers. Okay. Write the address of the property, the phone numbers, and send some texts, send some letters, do some slide dials. And then I want you to submit a marketing scorecard. Now, this can be on a napkin. It doesn't matter. All right. I want you to start thinking about, okay, this is what I want. I want to make 10 grand a month. This is what I want to do every day. As an example of what I did here, go ahead and screenshot this if you want. Send 30 texts a day, 15 letters a day, 20 slide dials a day, send 10 Facebook message marketplaces a day, Facebook marketplace messages a day, right? So just write down your daily and weekly goals. These are the numbers that you can control. Remember, you can't control how much money you're making, what's your average profit. You can't control how many deals you're going to do a month, how many leads that you need to do per deal. But what you can control are these daily activities. I want you to pick at least two or three daily activities. I'm going to write that here. At least 2 to 3 daily activities of what you're going to send out. Okay. Of what marketing you're going to send out. Make sense, guys? Submit your score. Again, it can be on a napkin. Take a picture of it. Put it on the Facebook group. I'm doing this. I want you guys to do this for yourself. So like you can start maybe holding yourself accountable. Get the group here to hold you accountable to this stuff. Okay. And look at your big why. Are these activities helping you get closer to that? So if your big why is you want to get out of your house, you want to move into this other home, you want to get a nicer home, your family, you want to pay off your debts that's crushing you right now, right? You want to get just enough money to pay the monthly credit card bills or the monthly student loan payments so you can have a little more room to breathe. That maybe is your big why. And so are these activities that we're talking about here going to help you get to that big why? The answer is yes. But I'm wanting to force you to think about, all right, well, is watching this Netflix show helping me get closer to my big why? Is reading this book on, I don't know, whatever stupid book. I'm trying to think of an example. I don't read stupid books, but like, is that book getting you any closer to your big why? Or is listening to another podcast, watching another video, getting you closer to your big why? Maybe, but are you just like in professional learning mode? See, I was a professional student for 3 years. Didn't make any money doing that until I finally decided, all right, so my big why is my back's against the wall. I'm hemorrhaging cash. We're losing our house. I need money. I need cash to pay the bills. That was my big why, so I could take care of my families, so my wife doesn't leave me, so I can feed my kids, right? So we're not in welfare. She wouldn't have left me. So we're not living on welfare. So my big why got big enough. I started paying attention to it, and I started then doing these activities. And my coach told me this. Guys, listen. My coach told me this. He said, your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. Don't come to me whining that this doesn't work, because I'm going to ask you, how many offers have you made in the last week? And if your number of offers is a big fat 0, then you know what to do. That's your problem. You need to fix it. Okay. And just making 5 offers a month is not enough. You guys need to be talking to 5 sellers a day, making at least 3 offers a day. If that sounds overwhelming to you, maybe this isn't the right business. Okay. Your why isn't big enough. Maybe you don't want to do real estate. That's fine. Go do something else that you can dedicate to. See, this is not a hobby. This is a business. This is not a hobby. This is a business. And no matter how much money you want to make, this is foundational and fundamental to everything that you're going to be doing in your business. Whether you're doing commercial real estate, houses, vacant land, condo developments, whatever, it all comes down to marketing. Marketing is the most important thing. All right. The other thing I want you to do is tell your spouse, your kids, and your family that you love them. I'm going to text my wife right now. I'm going to tell her, I love you. With a smiley face. All right. I want you guys to do the same. I want you to text your family, your wife, your kids, your grandparents, parents. Tell them you love them. Say hi. Okay. Now, we are out of time. I was going to show you a demo of Freedom Soft Joe, but I'd rather not. We'll get to that at another time. Okay. Maybe I'll do an extra special video inside of the Lease Option Facebook group here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take a little break. Those of you that are VIP members, I'm going to jump into our Zoom room here in a few minutes here. And just going to be answering your questions. So if you're a VIP member, go check your email. You should have a link to get onto Zoom. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in the description of this video or down below here, I'm going to, let me see if I can find the link. Okay, here it is. VIP access to coaching calls and mind map. Okay, I just put the thing in the comments. We're going to get on in about 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to get something to drink, and I'll meet you in the Zoom meeting room, and I'm going to answer all your questions there. I appreciate you guys. Go do your homework, okay? Let's get some done. Let's get it done. I'll see you guys in the coaching call, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Remember, post in the Facebook group. Let me know what you got out of this. Let me know what were some of your big takeaways. What are the big things that you're going to actually start doing? And show us your marketing plan. Okay. Go ahead and just find 5 properties, send them 5 voicemails, 5 letters, 5 text messages, do something. Okay. Don't just sit around and say, all right, I'm going to wait until this thing is done. Do something now. Okay. You saw me just during the demo. I sent 2 messages on Facebook to people. Let's see if I got any responses. No responses yet. But I'll let you know if I do. That was only 35 minutes ago. All right. So guys, go make it happen. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you. We'll see you VIP guys in the coaching call in just a minute. By the way, if you're interested in the VIP thing, you got to sign up today because I'm removing it tonight. It's going to be gone tonight. So we'll see you guys. Bye-bye.